on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown El Paso. For the record, I'm Joyce Wilson, City Manager, and we are 27 hours away from game opening here in El Paso. And so what we want to do this afternoon is kind of do one more update for the media and for the community in terms of the status of the facility and the status of kind of logistics in terms of parking and other ancillary activities associated with tomorrow's grand opening event. And so, as you can see behind me, it's a sight to behold. Everyone in El Paso should be really proud of this amazing facility. And I really want to start by commending all the people who have been involved in this from start until now, because what we did was truly phenomenal. I mean, we basically built a world-class AAA baseball park in 15 months, less than 15 months. And I would challenge anyone to contact any city in this country to see if they could do what we did in terms of the pace and the speed and all of the things associated with it, including relocating City Hall, all of our communication systems, all of our fiber optic and IT systems. I mean, it's been an extraordinary year, and we are all very excited, and I think a little relieved, actually, that we're here today smiling because we're ready to say play ball tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Alan Schubert. He's been the project manager, and I want to thank Alan because for the last 3 months, Alan's also been the executive vice president and deputy director at the Public Services Board. I think it's closed. And so he's been doing 2 jobs for us, and I want to thank him for that, juggling 2 important roles. And I also want to thank John Ballou, who's the president and CEO of the water utility, for letting Alan stay on board with us to get to this point today. So, Alan?
Good afternoon. I'm Alan Schubert. I'm the project manager for the El Paso Ballpark. I'm here to update you a little bit on where we're at. As you can see, there's still activities going on. We will be playing baseball tomorrow. The main structure has a temporary certificate of occupancy for full use. The fire marshal will be visiting the right field building very early tomorrow morning to check on the pyrotechnic permit and hopefully issue a complete certificate of occupancy for the entire structure. So we will absolutely be playing baseball tomorrow. You can see behind me we're finishing the street work up right now. We're going to hit the stripe. We'll have Santa Fe Street opened up by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. All the streets around the ballpark will be open. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
According to the contract that the city has with One-Time Star, the ballpark has to be substantially completed for tomorrow. What are the details that are left?
In that contract, substantial completion is defined as baseball ready. So when they throw the first pitch tomorrow, then that's substantial completion.
What is left to be completed?
Oh, very little. There's a little bit of railing here and there. There's just a lot of cleanup, a little bit of paint here and there. You can see it's just all cleanup activities, all of which could be done after the game. There's very few things left that must be done. Correct. Yes, there are several public art panels that will be installed after the opening series. In fact, the 2 main pieces of public art are completely in place. The historical panels that Gaspar Enriquez is doing go inside the ballpark. 7 of them are going to come after it.
For how many days or how many weeks, I guess, like personnel have to be working, 24/7 to be able to reach the goal?
Well, of course, we've been working 24/7 for the past couple of weeks, but most of the project hasn't really been 24/7. We've been shifting different crafts tonight because we can't have same crafts in the same place. So maybe they're painting at night, they're doing electrical work during the day. But for the past really month, it's really been 24/7.
Did you guys were affected by the wind that happened yesterday and today?
No, we powered through it. We had no choice.
It was about a year ago, Councilwoman Nyland said there was little to no faith. Now that you're at this point, how are you feeling?
We're there. We're done. We got our commitment.
Do you guys think that, now that the ballpark is going to be open to the public, people are going to change their mind and finally embrace everything that happened and put everything behind?
Well, that's a good question. I have a lot of respect for the different political opinions that brought us to this point. I have a lot of respect for the people who are strongly against it. But it is done. It's decided by council and it's done. I liken it a little bit to the Plaza Theater. When the Plaza Theater was being done, it was a very, very controversial project. I don't know anybody in El Paso that doesn't take a lot of pride in the Plaza Theater. So I'm hoping we achieve the same amongst the ballpark.
Can you tell us more about the specs of the ballpark? I guess like capacity is like 9,000 people, 7,500 seats. Can you tell us more?
That's about it. You hit it right on the head.
Two main buildings. How many suites?
23.
23 suites, and one will be for the city use.
That is correct. The city has one suite.
Is there anything, barring of a rain out, that could delay tomorrow's game?
Well, I was here at Storm 2006. There is always something that would happen, but it would have to be an event of some kind in order for that to happen. They would take a major power outage, or a major water outage, or some other kind of outside influence to delay tomorrow's game.
In terms of the ceremony for tomorrow, what does the city have in plan to surprise the fans who are going to come here?
We're not actually running the ceremony tomorrow, so I'm not sure. The city has nothing in mind, planned that I know of.
Outstar, the ownership is hosting the ceremony in the advance of the game opening.
Can you tell us who's going to throw the first
I have no
ball?
idea. I don't.
Nor do I.
In terms of the traffic control, security,
I'm going to turn that over to Mr.
I'm good, I got it.
Okay. No, I think you've got it. Okay. In terms of traffic, well, for the record, Laura Cruz, the Coast and Public Affairs Coordinator for Sun Metro, LAUR, ACODZ, ACOSUA. In terms of the traffic control, one of the things that we're encouraging the public is actually to avoid coming in their own vehicle, to consider instead the park and ride service for Sun Metro. We have 6 park and rides from throughout the community at the west side, the east side, the far east side, the Mission Valley, the northeast, and the Glory Road Terminal are all going to be available for the public. All of them except for one are free. The only one that charges is the Glory Road Terminal, which is $1 per hour with a maximum of $10. Avoid this area. It's going to be jam-packed with traffic and pedestrians. That's one of the things that we are encouraging, is that take the public transit instead. If you're going to insist on taking your vehicle, what you should do is avoid major corridors such as I-10. If you're going to take I-10 into the downtown area, get off much earlier and take the side roads, for example, Paisano, Texas, Wyoming, Yandell, those smaller roads that are less traveled in order to get away from the high traffic areas. Again, still taking consideration public transit, it's only $3. Why wouldn't you do it? It's round trip. The other thing that we're also reminding the public is, if you're going to be taking your own personal vehicle, get here early. It's going to be crazy packed in this area. Not only is it the ballpark that's happening, but there are several events at the convention center as well as the plaza. So be patient, be extraordinarily patient, and be aware that there's going to be a lot of pedestrians in this area. Avoid Santa Fe completely. Anywhere around the ballpark, avoid it.
There's plenty of parking.
Yes. Parking, in terms of, yes, parking, there's plenty of parking, but don't expect to park right next to the ballpark. You're not going to find parking right next to the ballpark. So if you're going to be parking, there's plenty of parking. Parking is going to be anywhere from $5 to $10 or more, depends on where you park. And so just be prepared. There's also the parking meters. Parking meters are $25 cents for 20 minutes, so a total of 75 cents for an hour. And also keep in mind that the parking meters, they stop charging after 6 o'clock Monday through Friday, and they're completely free on the weekends. So that's something to take into consideration. But again, don't expect to park right next to the ballpark. Be prepared to walk a little bit of a distance.
and if I remember correctly,